Okay, the next question that came through via email, where do you stand on the Park Ranch Holdings 2,500 homes, and how does this jive with your stance on supporting smart growth?
Okay, so I already mentioned the no on 2,500 homes. So the question is, where do I stand on the 2,500 homes, and how does this match with my stance to support smart growth? Is that the question?
That is correct.
Well, first of all, no homes have been approved on the Park Ranch Holdings new receiving area on Buckeye Road since no application has been submitted for any development in any new receiving area. When an application is ultimately submitted by the Park family or whoever develops that property, both the town of Gardnerville and the town of Minden must approve any type of what we call a specific plan, land use. And then also the planning commission must approve the application. And finally, the Board of County Commissioners will have at least 2 meetings to discuss this. The residents should understand that all of these will be well-publicized public meetings, and the public will have ample opportunity to give their input on what eventually may be developed on that park receiving area. Mr. Park agreed to limit any residential development on his receiving area to no more than 2,500 homes. However, we have, I don't have any idea how many homes we've built or how much of the receiving area will be eventually developed. But what we do know is that any development in a receiving area requires a developer to purchase development rights from what we call a sending area, which are all the ag lands in the Carson Valley. And those rights are then transferred to the receiving area. Thus, you'll hear the term, and that's transfer development rights, which is better known as TDRs. That concept was created when the 1996 master plan was adopted. It was created because prior to the 1996 master plan, the ranch lands all had 1 acre zoning. So for example, there are some 70,000 acres of ag land in the Carson Valley, and theoretically you could have 70,000 homes. But the master plan created what they call A19 or agriculture 19 acre zoning, so that on ranch lands currently they can only develop 1 house per 19 acres. With each TDR which is purchased by the developer, a 19-acre parcel of ranch land, or a good portion thereof, will be conserved by the rancher. If, for example, 2,500 homes were ever to be built on the park receiving area, the developer will have to purchase 2,500 TDRs, and theoretically, if you take 2,500 times 19 acres, theoretically, tens of thousands of acres of pristine ag land in the Carson Valley would be preserved forever. This is done by the county. They place a permanent conservation easement on each parcel of land that the TDRs are transferred from. So this this easement, this conservation easement, transfers to any new landowner. It's in perpetuity. So this land will be preserved forever. Also, one of the policies under our current master plan is to put new development in what we call infill areas where existing development already exists around a proposed project. This is to kind of consolidate infrastructure so that, well, not infrastructure, but to consolidate development so that there's not hodgepodge development all over the county, which actually spreads the need for services, whether it's municipal sewer, water, or sheriff's department or fire department. The park receiving area is surrounded by existing single-family residents and existing multifamily residents, land uses. These are the MFR and single-family land uses, or commercial, or retail, or industrial, and public facilities. And these land uses are currently in effect, and if nothing's been built on them, the zoning is currently there. So the new receiving area on the Park Ranch Holdings property is perfect infill, and coincides with the Minden and Gardnerville joint plans for prosperity. The infill area on the Park Ranch property is also close to existing municipal sewer and water facilities, which any homes would have to hook up to. It's also close to the towns that provide all the services that we need, and it's close to the employment centers. In fact, the largest private employer in Douglas County is less than 1/4 mile away from this receiving area. So just think that people who may be living in this receiving area in the future, they could bicycle to work or ride to work. So that's what I call smart growth. I believe it needs to be in areas where it makes sense to develop and keep development off of the agricultural lands and the sensitive lands that are in the floodplain, and protect the Carson River watershed area. I hope that answers your question.